Hi everyone, how's it going? How's everyone doing? I know it's been a minute. I am currently filming at 8:20 p.m. so the lighting's probably horrible, but Sienna's finally sleeping, so I thought I would just jump on here and give you guys an update about what's been going on, why I took a little bit of a break there from YouTube, and also chat with you guys about everything that I've learned ever since giving birth. Sienna is 2 months now, which is so crazy, and there's a lot of things that they don't tell you about taking care of a newborn, or at least they didn't tell me, so I just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Some days are great, like today Sienna actually slept really well last night. She only woke up once, which that's actually the first time that's ever happened, so I have a little bit more energy, but I'm not gonna lie, some days are extremely tough. I feel like I mentioned this in a different video, but there have been some nights where I just break down and cry because of sleep deprivation and frustration of sometimes not knowing what to do. Thankfully that hasn't happened in a few days, but I feel like you just never know when it's gonna hit you. Some days I feel like I have this whole mom thing down, you know? And then she surprises me the next day with a new challenge. I feel great now, but most days I don't look like this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I felt like I just had to take a step back and give myself a little bit of grace, not empty out my tank too much, you know? Whenever I have a minute, you know, for myself, I felt like I was always just trying to stay productive, like what can I do in her 20, 30, 40 minute nap or whatever. And I still am that way, but this time I'm also making sure that I carve out a little bit of time for myself, like even if that's a bath or a short yoga session, something. And I feel like whenever I do that, it does make a difference. I just really needed that time, you know, again, to just adjust to this new mom life, because it was definitely a drastic change. I mean, I know it was gonna be hard, you know, when you're pregnant, people keep telling you to sleep while you can, but I didn't know it was gonna be this hard. A few days without sleep, I mean, fine, that's expected, but after a few weeks, it really gets to you. So I had to pause for a little bit. I hope you guys understand, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I do have a lot of videos lined up. I want to film a newborn essentials. I want to film a nursery tour. Hoping I can get those up as soon as possible. Again, I'm saying this in a good day, so I might be a little inconsistent in the next few weeks. Bear with me as I'm adjusting to this life as a new mom. You know, I really don't know how other mom vloggers do it. Seriously, I have so much more respect for them now because it's hard. I am always on Instagram stories. I post daily updates on there, so follow me there if you haven't already. Anyways, let's talk about all the things they don't tell you about taking care of a newborn. I did write it down. I have my phone with me because mom brain. I just want to make sure that, you know, this isn't a total mess. I thought the foggy brain ends after pregnancy, but I still have it somehow, so I made sure to write it down. Looking at this list, it might sound like I'm ranting, and I probably am. I don't hate my life, I promise. These are just the things that I wish people told me, you know? That's all I'm saying. First thing, and this one I learned right on the first night with Sienna, is how common it is for newborns not to like sleeping in their bassinet, especially on the first few weeks. Do you guys know that? Because I didn't know that. I watched a ton of videos. I did a lot of research on like what bassinets to buy, but I don't remember anyone ever telling me that it's common for them to not even sleep on it in the first few nights. And I know it's not just my baby, because I'm a part of a lot of online support groups, and a lot of them have been ranting about the same thing. Sienna, I feel like on the first few weeks or so, would only fall asleep when she was being held, which makes sense because, you know, for 9 months they were all cozy and snug in your womb, and then all of a sudden they're not. So my husband David and I had to take shifts the first few nights. Yeah, that was really rough. Even during her naps, like I would have to hold her the whole time, and so I could barely get anything done. I started Googling it too because I thought it was the bassinet that she didn't like, but even in her hospital bassinet, she wouldn't sleep. Yeah, apparently it's very common, and that's something that I really didn't expect. That said though, on one really rough night, I made an impulse purchase and bought the Snoo. I never thought I would buy that thing, but I was feeling really hopeless one night. I really needed sleep. So it actually just arrived today. It's Sienna's first night on the Snoo. If you don't know what the Snoo is, it's basically a smart bassinet that soothes your baby when they need to be soothed back to sleep. Obviously, it's not gonna feed your baby. They're gonna wake up if they're hungry or if they need a diaper change. But if they just need a little bit of help going back to sleep, then that's supposed to help. And Sienna has been a little bit better at night, but maybe this will make it even much better, so we'll see. Oh, tying into the whole needing to be held situation, another thing that I didn't realize was how hard it is to get anything done when you have a newborn. I didn't know this. I really thought that I would get a lot of things done on my maternity leave. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so naive. I'm attached to Sienna most of the time. I mean, thank God for play gyms and swings that would buy me a little bit of time here and there. But yeah, I try to plan out all of the adulting that I need to do during her naps. Again, just try to get as much done when she's napping. But yeah, I really didn't expect that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna be so productive during my maternity leave. No, they require so much of your time and energy and attention. I know this is, I mean, you guys probably know this. I'm probably the only naive one that didn't realize how hard this is gonna be. I mean, if I get a shower during one of her naps, great. My time management skills really have been tested the past couple of months. I feel like I'm a changed person. Okay, and here's the thing. I know that we all have our own parenting styles, but based on what I've researched and what I've read and what my pediatrician said, you can't really spoil a newborn. Like, their brains can't comprehend that quite yet. This time is really about building trust and getting to know each other. So if she wants to be held, I'm gonna hold her. Newborns cry when they need something, you know, when they need food or need to be changed or just need to be cuddled and soothed. Definitely not the time to be sleep training. I'm getting a lot of this from this book too. This is The Happiest Baby on the Block. It talks about the 5 S's to help calm crying babies and help your newborn sleep longer. But yeah, I've really just been soaking up all of the cuddles as much as I can. Another thing that I wrote down here is wake windows. Goodness, I've noticed such a big difference ever since I started following this. Taking Care of Babies also talks about this. I have this app called Huckleberry, and this is basically where I track her sleep, her feeding, her diaper changes, and it basically calculates your baby's sweet spot for naps. Basically, you don't want to overstimulate your baby because when they're overtired, then it makes it harder for them to fall asleep. They're literally so tired that they can't fall asleep. What? Yes, I didn't know this. And then also, you don't want to understimulate them to the point where they're not tired enough to fall asleep. So it's really finding that sweet spot. There's a ton of resources about this online. I'm probably not the best at explaining it, but I'm just saying I've noticed a huge difference ever since I've made sure to only keep Sienna up at 2 hours maximum and then try to put her down for a nap. Whenever I do that, Sienna easily falls asleep during bedtime. No effort at all. Like, I will swaddle her, rock her a little bit, and then she's out. So definitely look into wake windows. And then leaps. Again, something I'm not probably the best at explaining, but my friend Sam, she actually recommended that I download the Wonder Weeks app. There's also a book. I don't own the book, I just have the app, but it basically tells you when your baby is gonna go through a leap. And a leap is, and I'm just gonna read it, it's a sudden change in the mental development of a baby that announces progress. So basically, when they're going through a leap or when they're in a leap week, they get extra fussy because of the tension from the new developments that they're having. I had to pay for this app, I think $4, but I feel like it's totally worth it because it tells me when my baby is going through a leap, and it's based on your due date, not when the baby was born, but your calculated due date. It has this chart that basically gives me a heads up of when my baby is going to be extra fussy, and I found that it has really been pretty consistent so far. It also gives you tips on how you can handle that fussy week, so definitely look into this. And you know, I'm not trying to obsess over these things. I'm not killing myself, for example, if I don't put my baby down after 2 hours, but I'm just sharing these because I feel like it did really help once I started paying attention to these things. And lastly, my husband wanted to make sure that I mention it in this video, but mothers also have witching hours. Past 6 p.m., I have no patience. I'm a little bit exaggerating, but Dave just wanted me to mention that. Okay, it's because you're just so tired from holding the baby and then you're also sleep deprived. You're gonna hate your partner sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. We've had our arguments here and there, but we always sort it out afterwards. I feel like he does understand that I'm a little bit, you know, more emotional. And I also know that sometimes I may be, what's the word? mom brain. Unreasonable. There are times that I'm just not thinking right because I am sleep deprived and I'm tired. Sometimes I say a lot of things that I don't mean past 6 p.m. So my poor husband has to deal with a crying baby during witching hour and a very frustrated wife. So, but those are the things that I really did not expect coming into this life as a new mom. But as cheesy as it sounds, your baby just coos and smiles at you and it just makes it super worth it. But yeah, I mean, that's everything I think that I wanted to share with you guys. I really just wanted to hop on here real quick because I feel like I've been gone for so long, but it was really nice sitting down and I'm so happy that I was able to film this today. And again, I'll make sure to get another video up really soon. But thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.